Something has changed. Something is different. I've kind of known it for a little while, but I think the events in the last couple weeks have really made me think about it and take it a whole lot more seriously than I have. More seriously? Yeah. Um, I'm tired of just consuming content. Of I'm tired of consuming. And the only alternative, I guess there's two alternatives. One is not really an option, but um, the only two alternatives are create or die. Um, I don't mean like it's not. There's no risk of self harm at all. But I'm just there's only two alternatives to consuming, and that is creating, producing, um, and death. Like after death, you're no longer creating, you're no longer consuming, and so I'm just, I am sure I'm not alone in this, but just reflecting on the life of Charlie Kirk, whether you agree with him, whether you don't. He was not somebody I ever really followed very much up until the last couple of weeks. And regardless of what you think about his politics or anything like that, right now is not the time to get into that. And I'm sure I will make more videos about that in the future. But he's 31 years old, and created he created a movement, created several organizations, related organizations, and he had a productive life. It was short, but it was productive. It was much more productive than I've been. And I'm a little older than he was. Not by much. Not by much. And just in reflecting on that, I need to build a legacy that I need to do something with the gifts that I've been given. I have been very fortunate, very blessed that I have had wonderful professors, and I've gotten to go to very good schools, and I have learned a lot. And I guess for a long time I've forgotten that the point of learning is to turn around and do something with that knowledge. And in my case, what I have focused on and what I have learned the most about has been theology and the Bible. And there's a lot of talk in our culture by professing Christians today that how do I say this? So there's a lot of bad ideas, a lot of bad approaches mixed with good approaches. And sorry, ADD. Yeah, there are very few people who, when they come out and when they speak about Christianity, there are very few people that I have no response to what they're saying. And the reality is I need to not in a disrespectful manner, but in a with a heart of service, a heart of critique, a heart of I want Christ to be better understood. I want Christ to be better known, and I want him to be obeyed and loved more than he was previous to my life, right? There's a lot of those people that I have something to say in response to what they say, and I don't think that means that this channel will be like a reaction video channel. I mean, maybe that's easy content, I'm sure, but I need to proactively do this. I need to take the ideas that I have and that I have spent a lot of time and energy forming, and I need to offer those to the world in hopes that they will benefit Christians, that they will help Christians understand their faith a little bit better, put the pieces together a little bit. I like to think of faith or theology in particular as sort of a puzzle. You've got many different, like a jigsaw puzzle. You got all these different shapes and colors and all that. It's like it's a jigsaw puzzle of a mosaic, and our job is to put the pieces together in the most accurate picture of Jesus that we can. And the interesting thing about this is that the pieces don't all fit together perfectly. There's overlap and conflict between some pieces. There's gaps between pieces where it's clear that this piece goes with that piece, but there's space in here, and it's imperfect in that regard. And so we're all trying to put together this puzzle, put together this mosaic in such a way, and we're trying to reconcile those the conflict or the overlapping areas between these two different pieces, these two different doctrines, these two different beliefs that we're trying to reconcile those and figure out which one do we go with, because it's clear that they can't both be true, or they can't both be what is the case. But which one do I go with? And then in the case of ones where there's gaps, like it's literally filling in the gaps. What do we add here that makes sense of this doctrine, that doesn't impinge on another doctrine? And so that's theology in a nutshell. That's what that's theology in a nutshell. That's what we're trying to do. And I think I've got a lot to add. And I need to just do it. I just a little bit of my background. I did I did a short stint at a community college and I graduated with an associate's degree in audio recording technology. And about halfway through that program, I had a had sort of an epiphany that I'm spending all this money and time um, going to school for audio, and outside of class, I'm doing very little as far as that goes. I'm spending all of my time outside of class um, reading scripture, reading theology, reading philosophy, and yeah. So that was a kind of a, pardon the phrase, but that was a turning point in my life when I realized that um, maybe God was calling me in a different direction than the one I had initially thought. And so I ended up doing an internship at my home church in the youth ministry, and I absolutely loved it. Decided, okay, I need to go to school. I need to study this better, and I need to, because I think ministry is something God is calling me to, and so I did that fairly quickly in my time during my undergrad. My mindset shifted a little bit, and I was less interested in church ministry, youth ministry in that regard, and I became much more focused and much more um, my desire changed from that to more academic. I wanted to teach um, at a college or seminary. I wanted to teach theology. I wanted to teach the Bible. And I got a lot of positive feedback in that regard um, from all of my professors. Uh, which once I graduated from there, it was Colorado Christian University for my undergrad. Once I graduated from there, I went to the University of Aberdeen in Scotland um, to do my master's degree. And I mean, that's a topic for a different video, different time. But anyway, I was only able to go there because, and I only did go there because at the encouragement of my professors. And long story short, I after I graduated from there, I came back and I ended up teaching at my alma mater. I ended up teaching Intro to Theology and Contemporary Approaches to Theology. I loved it. It was the thing that made me come alive the most. Was I not just but well, yeah, talking about theology, but the other thing, the thing that absolutely made me come alive was when students would come during my office hours and sit across the desk from me and wrestle with, what do I believe about this? Why do I believe this? Or I really have a problem with this doctrine. And my favorite thing, so it was very pastoral in that regard, but it was all, they weren't coming to me, they weren't coming to me with life problems about who they should date or marry or anything like that. It was doctrinal. It was, they're not sure what they believe. They were in various stages of um, deconstruction for some of them, and they're really just trying to make sense of their faith, trying to own it, do trying to give it its due seriousness and reflect on it, and really explore it. that was my favorite thing. And um, ended up, uh, my contract ended up not being renewed um, after 2 years or so of teaching. Um, I didn't know what to do after that, so ended up going working in the market for a year and a half, 2 years, um, about a year and a half, and then yeah, about a year into that, I realized, okay, this is not what God wants for me. This is not what God has for me. Not long term. This is great now, but again, I've been blessed with a great education. I've been blessed with that. I have to teach. I have to, in some way, shape, or form, be in ministry. And so um, I ended up getting plugged in with Youth for Christ, um, and yeah, I've been with YFC ever since then. For the first 4 years, I was in direct ministry as a campus life site director. I absolutely loved it, but I burned out. I burned out pretty good. I think there was, um, I think there's a whole lot of. I will talk about burnout at some point in time, but yeah, burned out, and um, fortunately, I burned out. I didn't realize I was burnt out yet. That was the thing, but I yeah, I hadn't realized just how tired I was and exhausted and how much I was just spiritually empty and struggling at that moment. And it was actually somebody else in our organization, actually with our national office, had approached me and offered me a job in the finance department, and I agonized over that decision. I agonized. I didn't know what to do. Um, Long story short, I took it, and I have been in that finance role for the last 3 years. Um, it was about a month into that I really realized just how burnt out I had become, and so it for the first year it was very much just a rest and recovery, and yeah, was what I needed. Um, then I was able to start a little after right about 1 year in. Was given the opportunity to lead a cohort of new ministry leaders, um, new ministry staff from across the country, and I loved it. It again, it was something that was missing. And so yeah, that finished this past February. That cohort. Um, I've also been I was given the chance to, or the opportunity to, be a content editor um, on a curriculum pilot program, and absolutely loved that. And yeah, that's done now. And so, part of me, my heart is just wondering, okay, what now, God? What do you have? Not what do you have for me, but what are you calling me to now? How can I serve you now? If all I have to do is, if all I do is my current job in the finance department, I'm fine. I don't think that's what God has for me. I don't think that's all He has for me. Only if for no other reason than, um, yeah, I don't think He took me to Aberdeen and did the miracles that he did to get me there, and providing and all of that. I don't think he did all of that for me to work in spreadsheets all day, every day. Maybe he did. I don't know. I don't think he did. And so that's kind of what I'm doing here is I want this channel to be something of a creative outlet. It's more of a theological outlet. I don't have that right now. I don't have I'm not in direct ministry. So this is my ministry as of right now. And I hope and I pray that something I say can benefit you and help you understand who God is and what he has done and what the implications are of all of that for all of our lives. Yes, all collectively of our lives, but also every aspect of our lives. So that's my goal. Wow, I've been going for about 20 minutes here, so I'm sure there's a lot to cut, but that's where we're at. So, yeah, thanks for listening. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're hungry. Let me know if there is, spiritually hungry. You can tell me how badly you want Taco Bell as well, but that's not, it's not really what I'm after. Hopefully we can have some good conversations about Jesus. So I don't know what to say. I almost said stay salty, but that's weird. So blessings.